Okay, guys, walk around to the car. I'll point out things I think are of note. So, put in brand new bulbs for both the headlights. Those are aftermarket fog lights, which obviously work. Brand new emblem for the front. This is a 1500 grill. Bought that from what can't remember the exact name of the online part vendor, but that's a very expensive piece, over $1,000. Um, these are brand new bumpers, front and rear, as well as the side trim. That's from the online. I think there's an eBay seller out in somewhere like Vietnam that sells them at a reasonable price. So they're certainly over $1,000 there. Um, what else would I say? Obviously, we know what the setup is with the motor. Optima battery, pretty old. Still works just fine, but at some point we're gonna need a new battery. Had some challenges over time with leaks on this housing. Right now it seems to be good to go. I went ahead and kind of regasketed it, but if that kind of comes back up for the next owner, I would probably recommend just getting one of the brand new ones that some of the aftermarket guys make. Okay, alternator, that's the one that Datsun Parts, I believe, sells. So it's a more modern setup, so no issues there. Obviously, aftermarket radiator. Hooked up a fan. Again, I can control that on my switch in the car. I think that's a good setup for me. This is a 123 Bluetooth ignition, and that's honestly been working fabulously. I got the uh, ignition coil that they also recommended. Obviously, Mikuni carbs, they were done by Tuning for Performance, Dave P. Kind of I think it's a semi-custom intake manifold that was at the recommendation of that carb gentleman. Obviously, a heat shield down there as well, and both of the reservoirs were brand new when I purchased the car. Granted, that was probably somewhere in the 5 to 8 year time period, so they could be slightly on the older side at this point. Okay, the whole car was, frame off, sandblasted, though it was all done by me. I'm just a hobbyist, not a professional. The wheels, spent quite a bit of time trying to get the right stance, right look. So went with Apache in the front. And then those are actually vintage AME wheels. And, if you know Roadsters, the offsets are really tough. So getting a set in the rear that was really wide and looked really great, but then not the same width in the front. Otherwise, it'd stick out too much. Custom 1750 badges. I've got the original 1600s, but I thought that's kind of a cool touch. This is obviously an aftermarket mirror, which again I thought was pretty cool, but I've got the original if you'd like it. Short windshield, it's got some scuffing and whatnot, so it's certainly not perfect. What else? This door's got a little bit of, play in it. It's a little bit of a kind of a sag, I would say, just from over time. Doesn't bother me, but just want to make sure next owner is comfortable with that. Paint, I went ahead and painted these black. Would originally have been red because for me, it continues this original kind of line of black throughout the car. I just think it looks better that way. Obviously, fresh carpet. All gauges redone. Aftermarket wheel. Horn works, though quite loud. You might want to disconnect one of the two. Brand new horns. What else? Yeah, brand new bumpers in the rear. Had a Fair Lady badge made. Those are, I think, pretty much impossible to find the real ones. Aftermarket exhaust from the same resource that sells the 1500 grill. Expensive unit there. It's all stainless steel, over $1,000 on just that. Trunk's locked, or otherwise it'd open up. Nothing in there, but brand new carpet in there as well. What else would I note for you? Here. This has always been this way, so there's just some little bit of a clearance issue there. Doesn't really bother me, but just want to make sure. Expired nose. Yeah, this door likes to hit against this right there. So that's one thing to know. These are Cobra Classic seats. They've worked okay. They were, I think, $500 a seat. And I've got the tracks underneath, so it's adjustable. Anything else I would note for the next buyer? You know, nothing's coming to mind, so I'll go ahead and stop the video there.